My name is Carrie Dunn-Herrera. I live in Schenectady County and I'm the Assistant Director of Health Promotion at Healthy Capital District. I started smoking when I was 14 and I started smoking Newports. To be cool. I absolutely thought it was the coolest thing. The movies, the TV shows, my older brothers and sisters smoked. We had a smoking area at our high school, and that seemed to be like where all the cool kids were hanging out. Seemed to make you look a little bit edgy. My sister had this poster of James Dean on the wall, and I was like, that is so cool. And I was also really tiny for my age, so I looked especially young. So I thought it also made me look older. It was a big social component, the smokers versus the non-smokers, and even going out into I started working when I was 14 also, and when people would take smoke breaks, that was also like a time where you would make stronger relationships with your boss or with a manager. I think understanding the nicotine component, understanding that the moment you start smoking, your brain is being taken control of. That you are no longer in control, that you are just moments, days at the most away from being dependent on a substance, and that doesn't change easily. For one, I never wanted to smoke around my baby, my son, and I was so addicted to it, and I didn't really think before then about being addicted. I just thought like, oh, I need a cigarette, where then it became like, I need a cigarette, and if I don't have the money and if I can't find a cigarette, it made me really cross and in a bad mood. So after I smoked a cigarette, I would take a full-blown shower, change clothes. So it was like a lot of work smoking, and then on top of it, the cost that was really hurting us. I lived on a very, very limited income, and so this was an expense that I couldn't afford but needed it, and then the fact that I was dependent on it. And then at 30, it's actually kind of odd, but I had this dream where I was swimming in water, and every time I breathed in this like crystal clear water, I could feel it in my chest, and my lungs would like come in, and then I'd breathe out and it would like feel really clean and refreshing. So I woke up feeling like, oh, I want that feeling. Like I want to like feel clean air going like in and out of my lungs, but I don't know how to quit again. This time what I did was I made a list of reasons that I hated smoking, and I used that as my bookmark. So whenever I would get the urge to smoke, I'd open up. At that point, it was a book, and I would start reading the book. And when the urge would pass, I would use my bookmark, which had all these reasons listed why I hated smoking. So it was like a constant reminder. So just reiterating all that, and then I finally quit that way. I would love for our communities to look smoke-free, because I was at a community health coalition where we were talking about all of the different issues facing our county: housing, our different chronic conditions, transportation, you name it. When it comes to SUH, when it comes to physical health and mental health, and in the audience were folks like ourselves, community members, community-based organizations, but also representatives from hospitals and doctor's office. And they were asking which priority we wanted to work on, increasing breastfeeding, reducing diabetes, etc. And a doctor there, who is a chief medical officer of one of our local medical offices, raised their hand and said that, that if we didn't have any smoking, all of these problems would go away. And that was just a really impactful statement. And then as they expanded on it and explaining how smoking impacts all these different areas, and a lot of it does have to do with the hardships that come along with the consequences of smoking, the physical health hardships, the cost of taking care of your physical health, the lost income from that person then who is now has COPD or emphysema, on disability, etc., then the mental health of their family, and on and on. It's just, the ripple effects. So to think about a community where there wasn't any smoking, makes me think about a community that has more money in their pockets, makes me think about a community where parks are a healthier and safer place, makes me think about a community where they're moving into homes and houses that aren't yellow stained walls, but that are healthy and breathable spaces to be in. So yeah, that would be my vision.